I stood frozen at Gate 23 in Heathrow Airport, the roar of jet engines vibrating through the terminal as Sophia and Tyler disappeared down the jet bridge into their first-class cabin. Their laughter still rang in my ears, sharp, dismissive, cutting through the crowd like a knife. "Good luck figuring it out on your own, Robert," Sophia had announced loudly enough for half the gate to hear. "You're the one who can't even cover your ticket. We're not responsible for dead weight anymore." Tyler had smirked, adjusting his designer sunglasses. "Yeah, Dad, or should I say Robert, time to grow up." They boarded without a backward glance, leaving me with $15 in cash, a duffel bag from Walmart, and a boarding pass for a coach flight the next day that I couldn't afford to change. The humiliation burned hot in my chest. Families around me hurried to their gates, parents carrying kids' backpacks, couples holding hands. Normal life. I was 52, divorced for 4 years, living in a cramped one-bedroom apartment in Naperville, Illinois, driving a 2015 Ford Focus with 92,000 miles, and scraping by as a senior accountant at a mid-sized firm, making just enough to cover rent and groceries. Sophia, my ex-wife, had moved on fast now with Richard, a finance executive who showered her and Tyler with luxury. Tyler, my 27-year-old son, had stopped calling me Dad around his 24th birthday. At gatherings, he introduced me simply as Robert, like an awkward acquaintance. It had been building for years. Small digs at first. At Tyler's 25th birthday barbecue in Sophia's suburban McMansion, she'd pulled me aside in front of Richard's colleagues. "That shirt from Kohl's? Really? Robert? You look like you just rolled out of a discount bin." I'd shrugged it off then. It's clean, but the sting lingered. Tyler barely acknowledged me, glued to his phone, AirPods in, scrolling through luxury car listings his stepfather figure could actually buy. The breaking point before London came 6 months earlier at a forced family dinner in downtown Chicago. We sat in a trendy steakhouse Sophia chose to flex. Tyler was mid-scroll when I tried. "Tyler,
Can we talk?"
just us." He didn't look up. Sophia sipped her $60 Cabernet. "He's an adult now, Robert. He doesn't owe you forced bonding." When I pressed, Tyler snapped, "Fathers provide. You know, they take you places. Support dreams. Richard's taking us to Aspen next month, private jet. What have you ever done?" The table went quiet. Diners glanced over. I paid my share with 2 20s, all I had, and walked out to my Focus in the rain, replaying every slight. Sophia called 2 weeks later. "We need boundaries, Robert. Tyler feels guilty every time your name pops up, like a reminder of failure. Maybe it's kinder to step back." She threatened legal steps if I pushed. I sat in my apartment that night, staring at the parking lot, thinking of my grandfather, Elias Hayes. At 95, he'd built Hayes Dynamics from a garage startup into a $310 million tech empire, precision manufacturing, defense contracts, philanthropy. He lived quietly in a Lake Michigan estate, but watched everything through quiet channels. I'd confided in him once about the strains. He'd listened, eyes sharp. Characters shows under pressure. "Robert, true family doesn't measure love by bank statements." Sophia pitched the London trip in August. "There's a major tech networking conference in London, perfect for Tyler's startup ambitions. Organizers want family attendees for authentic connections. Since Richard's busy, you could come act the part for 3 days." I should have suspected the motive. She hadn't included me voluntarily in years. But the chance to reconnect with Tyler, maybe rebuild, was too tempting. I maxed my credit card for the $1,280 flight, more than my monthly rent. "I'll pay my own way," I insisted. We met at Heathrow Terminal 5 on October 10th. Sophia in a tailored designer coat costing more than my annual clothing budget. Tyler with premium luggage set. My Walmart duffel drew immediate scorn. Jesus. Robert. Could you at least try to blend in? Sophia muttered. At the Savoy Hotel suite, £2, 800 a night, she reminded me constantly, your job is to stay in the background and look supportive. The conference in a grand ballroom felt like a performance. I tried networking, but Sophia redirected every conversation. Robert's more of an observer these days, between opportunities. Tyler schmoozed aggressively, ignoring me. By the final day, October 12th, the mask slipped at lunch. Sophia slid 2 first-class boarding passes across the table, hers and Tyler's. Change of plans. We need to fly back early for important meetings. Yours is tomorrow, coach. Middle seat. I stared. Why? Tyler didn't look up. We have commitments that don't involve you. Sophia leaned in, voice carrying. This trip has been exhausting. You don't belong in these circles. Your clothes, your bag, your whole vibe makes people uncomfortable. We're giving you space to sort your own way home, like an adult. They left me with a £142 lunch bill and walked out. An hour later at the gate, the public spectacle unfolded exactly as planned. Witnesses everywhere heard Sophia declare I added nothing, that family had limits, that I was on my own. As their plane vanished into the gray London sky, I pulled out my phone with shaking hands. The quiet ones sometimes hold the cards. One call changed everything. Laura, I said when the family attorney answered, voice steady despite the chaos inside me. It's time. Execute the clause. Laura Bennett had managed the Hayes estate for decades. She drafted my parents' trusts, handled acquisitions, and waited for this moment. Robert, are you absolutely certain? I watched passengers stream past, families laughing, supporting each other. They just abandoned me publicly in a foreign country with pocket change after 3 years of systematic humiliation. I'm certain. She explained the irreversible nature. The original will allocated Sophia and Tyler a combined $45 million share. Tyler's portion meant to launch his ventures comfortably. The amended clause, drafted 2 years prior by grandfather Elias, stripped beneficiaries who demonstrated abandonment, public cruelty, or conditional love based solely on wealth. Triggered by documented evidence. Everything redirected to me, $310 million in assets. Hayes Dynamics Control, the foundation's charitable arm. Grandfather had suspected Sophia would exploit the conference invite to use me as a prop, then discard me. A private investigator, hired discreetly, had recorded months of interactions, restaurants' lights, the boundary call, every dig about my apartment, my car, my failure. I thought back to the layers of pain. After the divorce, Sophia weaponized Tyler against me. At his college graduation party, she'd loudly critiqued my off-the-rack suit in front of her new circle. You're embarrassing the family again. Tyler echoed it. Mom's right. Real dads elevate their kids, not drag them down. The London trip had been the trap. Sophia had known about the family attendee requirement from sources, actually orchestrated subtly by Elias's network. She booked luxury knowing I'd struggle visibly. The detective captured the gate announcement, the contemptuous laughter, the deliberate publicity. Laura wired emergency funds immediately, enough for a modest hotel near Heathrow and return travel. I chose a simple £85 room to reflect and prepare. Grandfather wanted visual proof and public accountability. The clause required overwhelming evidence to prevent contests, witness testimony, recordings, the airport humiliation broadcast to strangers. Sophia and Tyler had delivered it perfectly, announcing their rejection loudly. The next day, Sophia called, feigning regret. Robert, maybe we were too harsh yesterday. stressed from travel. Meet us at the Savoy lobby to clear the air? Curious. I went. They sat in opulent armchairs. Sophia in fresh designer attire. It wasn't personal, just practical. We have commitments. Tyler added, You're not really my father in the ways that matter anymore. Biological only. Richard's my mentor now. Resources, connections. The lobby overheard every word. Sophia escalated. Look around, this is success. Hard work pays. You bring nothing. No house in the suburbs. No luxury trips.
No pride.
We're setting permanent boundaries. No more calls. No more pretending. They declared goodbye publicly again, ensuring more witnesses. I left calmly, but inside the storm built. Grandfather had planned this character test meticulously. The conference was legitimate, but he'd ensured Sophia learned of it and saw opportunity. The investigator's 6-month dossier, conversations, restaurant scenes, the boundary threat, proved conditional love. Elias, sharp at 95, understood human nature from building his empire. Prosperity hides flaws, pressure reveals them. Back in my room, I reflected on losing my son, not just respect, but any hope of relationship. Tyler had once been my shadow, playing catch in the yard. Now he viewed me as limitation. Sophia's words echoed. Love has conditions. You don't meet them. The clause flipped that. Their cruelty triggered permanent consequences. Laura confirmed filing the next morning London time. Official by noon. Grandfather would reveal at the annual Hayes Foundation Gala in Chicago that weekend. 500 elite guests, CEOs, politicians, philanthropists. He'd announce my chairmanship, inheritance, and their disinheritance publicly with video evidence. The Foundation Gala, hosted for 15 years, was their social pinnacle Sophia had bragged about attending for years. I flew back economy. Mind racing. The reversal loomed. In 48 hours, they'd go from expecting millions to nothing. Their house, leased luxury cars, Tyler's expenses, all tied to family trusts. They'd face real life on their salaries. Sophia's part-time gallery job at $24,000 per year. Tyler's marketing role at $39,000. The contrast would shatter their world. The Hayes Foundation Gala transformed the Chicago Ritz-Carlton ballroom into a glittering spectacle, crystal chandeliers, gold accents, 500 power players in tuxedos and gowns sipping champagne. I arrived early in a Tom Ford tux arranged by Laura, feeling the weight of transformation. Grandfather Elias waited in the presidential suite, imposing despite his age, tall, silver-haired, eyes like steel. Tell me everything they said at the gate and hotel. Robert. I recounted verbatim the public abandonment, the lobby execution. His jaw tightened. Morrison captured it all. Their contempt exceeded expectations. The board meeting lasted 15 minutes. 12 respected leaders unanimously approved my chairmanship. Papers signed. I controlled annual $14 million in giving, hospitals, schools, shelters. Elias emphasized, this isn't revenge, Robert. It's consequences for character. They chose status over blood. You showed dignity. Downstairs. Sophia and Tyler worked the room oblivious. Sophia in a striking black gown. Tyler charming executives. They spotted me but assumed nothing amiss. At 9 p.m., Elias took the stage. The room hushed. Tonight, I announce leadership succession for the foundation that has granted over $180 million in aid. Applause swelled. Sophia beamed, likely expecting Tyler's elevation. For months, I assessed character among potential leaders. My grandson Robert Hayes has proven integrity under adversity, grace amid humiliation. He gestured to me. Gasps rippled as I stood. Robert assumes chairmanship immediately and inherits full control of Hayes Dynamics and the estate. $310 million. Polite confusion turned to shock. Sophia's face drained of color. Elias continued gravely. However, Sophia Brooks and Tyler Brooks have forfeited claims through egregious actions this past week, abandoning Robert at Heathrow. Public humiliations documented with witnesses and video. Their conditional view of family, loyalty only to wealth, violates core values. The room buzzed. Eyes turned to them frozen in the center. He pressed a button. A screen lowered. Airport footage played. Sophia's loud declaration. Tyler's smirk as they boarded. Abandoning me visibly. Then hotel lobby audio echoed. You bring nothing permanent, goodbye, biological only. 500 elites watched in stunned silence. When it ended, silence hung heavy. Elias concluded. Effective immediately. They lose all beneficiary status, foundation access, and family recognition. True character emerges in hardship, not ease. They failed. Applause erupted, thunderous. Genuine. These influencers understood justice. Sophia found her voice. Elias. Please, misunderstanding. But he walked past coldly. Tyler pleaded. Sir, there's been an error. Elias fixed him with ice. The error was mine, misjudging your character for 27 years. Sophia wept publicly. Makeup running. As guests created distance. No one consoled them. Social exile began instantly. Laura pulled me aside. House foreclosure notice served tomorrow. Trusts frozen at midnight. Their checking accounts hold under $6,000 combined. The reversal was total. They'd expected millions, now faced eviction. Repossessions. Canceled cards. Consequences hit fast. Sunday morning. Sophia's Wilson-linked card declined at breakfast. Panic set in as backup cards failed too. By landing in Chicago. Alerts flooded. Mortgage declined for $1,900. Lease payments rejected. Amex suspended. Monday. Her Mercedes was towed from the gallery lot publicly. Tyler's BMW from his complex. Neighbors whispered. By Tuesday, society pages noted their gala absence and sudden disinheritance. Friends ghosted calls. Tyler's girlfriend dumped him via text over instability. Their suburban home foreclosure notice posted visibly. They scrambled to a $1,600 two-bedroom apartment, half their take-home pay. Sophia sold jewelry for deposit. From socialite to budgeting on $63,000 combined pre-tax income. Sophia called my new corner office at Hayes Dynamics, 47th floor. City views. Robert. We need to discuss the misunderstanding. Families say things under stress. Her voice trembled. Diminished. You are clear. I bring nothing. Love is conditional. Permanent cutoff. She begged to meet. How bad financially? I outlined reality. Live on actual earnings. Find affordable housing. That's poverty, she gasped. No, that's ordinary American life you never knew. Tyler tried separately. Sounding broken. I get it now. Working full hours. Paying bills myself. I was wrong. But the damage was irreversible. The clause required unanimous board approval for any restoration, impossible after witnessed cruelty by 500 elites. Grandfather's wisdom lingered. Privilege demands responsibility. Wealth serves others, not ego. I approved grants, a children's hospital expansion. Literacy programs, fulfilling purpose. 6 months later, Sophia called one last time. Robert. I understand now. What we did was unforgivable. Tyler's changed too. Humble. Responsible. In my Lake Michigan estate office reviewing grants, I listened. Any chance to earn back family? The board would need unanimous proof of genuine change. I reflected deeply. Forgiveness.
Seconde chance.
Family's meaning. You taught me love has conditions. Loyalty only for value brought. You enforce those rules publicly, repeatedly. Now live by them. Silence. No way back to before. You abandoned me when I needed support most. That choice lives forever. I hung up, returning to impactful work, $14 million yearly aiding those who value unconditional family bonds. The power shift endures. I control legacy, philanthropy, decisions shaping communities. Sophia and Tyler navigate modest realities, lessons in character hard-learned. Some bridges, once torched by pride and greed, stay burned. True family reveals in adversity, not prosperity. Their failure exposed conditional love's cost. What would you do if family measured your worth only by wealth? The question lingers, haunting those who choose status over blood.